Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Game as usual. Doing abs today. Ah. Had a lot of shoveling to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quick abs. It sounded like the beat was skipping. This is weird. Can I do a muscle up? Yeah, I could do a muscle up. I have videos on it on my channel to show you how to do it. On here, not really, because it doesn't really, my ceilings are low. But yeah, I could do it. Even though it's not what I'm training right now. And this shakes, so kind of makes it hard when you don't have a stability. Yo, what's good, Rowdy? What's good, what's good, what's good? But yeah, it's kind of hard to do a muscle up on that. I've done it, of course. The moment I got it, first thing I tried. Yes, sir, no problem. First thing I tried. As long as if you could do, I would say 15 pull-ups, you could get a muscle up. You do some high pulls, get there. I dare you to do 30 pull-ups or curl-ups. What's that? Where do you live? I'm in Brooklyn, New York. 30 push-ups or curl-ups. I'm only doing abs right now. I'll give you 30 knee ups. Only doing abs today. Boom, boom, boom. I'll give you 30 abs, some knee ups. I gotta stay on my program. What is a curl up? What's that? That's a chin up. Where you from, Rowdy? What's that called? Where y'all from? I'm guessing it's a curl up, so that's like a chin up. Right? I'll do 30 knee raises. That's what I'll do because I'm doing abs right now. Oh yeah. You from Brooklyn? How you from Brooklyn? I never heard nobody say curl ups. You Caribbean? I've never heard curl ups before. What's good, Rowdy? Well, shout out to you. I'm in Brooklyn too. We'll link up when the weather gets better. If you work out. I'll do these. 30 of these. What part of Brooklyn you from, Rowdy? Ooh. 30. That was intriguing. Part of Brooklyn you from? Oh yeah. Money in the bank. Zion Williamson's signature shoe line is being discontinued by Jordan. He signed the second largest shoe deal ever for $75 million in 2019. If Zion signs to Nike, his career is going to skyrocket. course, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Yeah. It's hard to trust anything nowadays. I will be honest, don't sign to no Clutch Sports. That would be one of the worst decisions of his career. If Giannis signs to Clutch Sports, oh my gosh. Terrible. If y'all want game, live is like a party. So it's like hosting a party and entertaining the people. You want to be in a place where people can congregate. So what does a party usually have? Food, liquor, music, and always pretty girls to have a good party. That's the game. That's the name of the game. That's how it works. I refuse to play the game. Simple fact that I'm just like, I don't really want to be a part of it. Yeah. But, to each his own. Everybody who's playing the game seems to be winning. I just refuse to. But one thing I tell people is that I'm going to always set the bar higher. So if you're in the game and you're doing better than me, you're going to always have to answer to somebody saying, why is it that he does it better? And I do that on purpose to let people know that there's always strings being pulled. So my only advice is set the bar higher. But that will never happen. Oh, glory be to God. Should married women post sexy pictures? Or is that reserved specifically for her husband and for herself? Or is it a thing where it should be allowed? It's her body, her choice? Yeah, I wonder these questions. Is she still advertising? If she's still posting seductive pictures, does that mean she's still looking for another man? Does it mean that she's secretly telling people that I am still on the market? Or is that just like, hey, this is my bread and butter, this is what makes me money, so let me keep doing it? You really have to ask these questions. I wonder. Should a woman think more of herself, or continue to make money off of her seductiveness? There's other avenues to make money. Is that the only way you can make money, or is that the best way you can make money, or high amounts of money? I mean, the equivalent to that would be a street dude, a man in the streets, because you make a lot of fast money in the streets. Would you be able to give that up to go and work a 9 to 5 and make $500 in a week, opposed to making easily $1,000 in a day? It gets hard, to clock in, clock out every day, knowing man, I could make triple this, quadruple this. It gets hard. So I have sympathy for women that make money off of their seductive nature, because it's very fast money. But you got to put the money up. You have to invest the money at some point, because if you think that you're going to continue to make that amount of money forever, you'd be sadly mistaken. That is what I could say. Same thing with like a street dude. You know, eventually you do get jammed up. There are lawyer fees. There are betrayals. There, you know, it's going to be something that costs you money. You know. So, I don't know. Try my hardest to not be ruled by money. But money is necessary. You know, it is a necessity. But God works in mysterious ways, and you'd be amazed at how, like, money comes out of nowhere. I'm a living testament to it. But it's hard. That trust is hard. That's the hard part. You know, especially when you have it in your power to do something. Like, I could just do this and do that and boom, boom, boom. Life is good. But is it really? I don't know. I mean, if that's your husband, should you depend on your body to make money? Really think about it. Don't just, really, really think about it. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. We are 40 minutes in. So I'm going to do an hour. And then I'm bouncing. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. Even when I don't want to do it, I'll do it. Morning, J-Pack. What's good, J-Pack? It's morning where you at. It's nighttime where I'm at. Where you hailing from? The crazy thing is I could look people up. Let me see, J-Pack. Myanmar, where is that? Let me look that. Is that Central America? Myanmar. Let me look that up. Because I see Mayan. Oh, it's a country in Asia. Holy moly. Burma. Oh my gosh. $900 for a flight to your country. Let me see. Burma. Beautiful architecture. Beautiful beaches. Whew. Look at all those temples. Is it safe to visit Myanmar right now? Do not travel to Myanmar. Is that true? It's telling me don't travel to Myanmar. Is that true? Violence, including explosions and attacks, can occur anywhere and anytime, including Yangon. Attacks may be planned against locations that foreigners frequent, including public spaces and civilian infrastructure. Holy moly, what the heck is going on in Myanmar right now? Why is Myanmar at war? Okay, let's look at this. The Myanmar civil war was triggered by 2021 co-op d'état, in which military officers seized power, leading to conflict between the junta and the pro-democracy national unity government. Is this true? Is this true, J-Pack? What's going on in Myanmar? Why is Burma changed to Myanmar? Why was Burma changed to Myanmar? Yeah, why was it? In effort to cut colonial ties, the military junta changed the country's name from Burma to Myanmar in 1989. I know it as Burma, so I didn't even know they changed it. It also disposed of a number of city names, including Rangoon, now Yangon, and Pagan, now Bagan. To this day, the name change is politically contentious issue. Contentious issue. Well, more you know. Can Americans go to Myanmar? Everything you need to know about American citizens. Travelers need a visa to visit Myanmar for tourism. Myanmar, a visa. Shout out to Myanmar. Who do the U.S. support in Myanmar? Sorry, I had to read your country. Take a chance to, to learn what I don't know immediately, because I don't know. So you got to excuse my ignorance. But I learned a little bit. My country has the UFC champion fighter. Who's the UFC champion right now? In what, Thai boxing? UFC, let's look him up. UFC fighter. Joshua Van Bawi Tha Wang, the Burmese American mixed martial arts artist who was a 2025 reigning UFC flyweight champion. Okay. What does he specialize in? Is it nicknamed the Fearless Van? Born in 2001. He's young. Foreigners Fight Club, Asian born. All right, let's look him up. Okay. Shout outs to Myanmar. Stand up. Y'all got one of the tough ones. Mr. Van. Let's see what he specializes in. Let's look him up. Okay, he knocking people out. Shout outs to Myanmar. That's one thing I love about fighting. Yes. That's one thing I love about fighting, is that it shows you, it gives you a real insight into the country. And the countries usually produce some of the best. Harder countries usually obviously produce some of the best, toughest men the world has ever seen. So it just goes to show you there's always a blessing and a curse, because you have a tough upbringing, but you go into fighting and can't nobody mess with you. You're hungrier. You ain't afraid to get down and dirty. You know, pain almost becomes nothing. All right, so let's let him talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean is going to stop to this contest at 26 seconds of the first round. Declare the
What? They got a one champion too? Yeah, put your country on the map. Joshua Van. You know what I'm gonna ask? Is he Christian? Because they call him Fearless.
Congratulations on winning the title. I know that you didn't want to win it that way, but that's completely outside of your control. What does this feel like right now?
Man, first of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
See? Told you.
I would have never been here. Look at me, Joe. I'm so blessed. Now the Lord will never forget Joshua Van.
You see?
And the people of
His name was Fearless. That's why I was like, is he Christian?
And I love you, Mom.
Amen.
Joshua, we're very excited about this fight. It's just such a freak
You know,
accident. Let's take
Christians
a look
make
at
the
it on the
best
big
fighters. A
screen.
lot of people don't realize that.
He threw a head kick, and then as he was posting on the way down, his arm
But don't let me
snapped.
tell it.
Were you aware right away of what had happened?
I didn't know what happened. He just stopped, and I was trying to ground and pound him, but the ref was like, something wrong, and he
Well, credit to you because you didn't throw any punches. He waved his hand at you, pointed to his elbow, and excellent sportsmanship by you by not hitting him there.
Yes, man. He's like I said, he's one of the greatest of all time. And I didn't want the fight to go that way. Maybe the UFC will figure something out, man.
Well, we have no idea the extent of his injury, whether he's going to require surgery. It looks like it's snapped, so most likely he's going to be out for quite a long time, which probably means you will be defending your title.
I'm gonna show you one champion right after.
Probably be defending your title against Tatsuro Taira.
Let's go.
Shut up.
Y'all got in front of me, I'll fight. My name is I'm the Fearless, and I'll fight whoever y'all put in front of me.
Well, again,
That's right.
I know this is not how you wanted to watch the fight, but you are one of the most exciting and spectacular guys in the division, and you are now the UFC flyweight champion of the world. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And new shout out to Myanmar. See, I got that. What you call it on him? When it's tough out here.
I want fight the best one. If you give Nadaka for me, sure, I come. I kill everybody, I will. Next fight, I want.
They not afraid. Okay. Well, shout out to Myanmar. Y'all producing some good stock of men. That's how it goes. I'm looking at Ung La right now. Oh, y'all got a lot of good fighters. That's what y'all do. Okay. Shout out to Myanmar. You see, I just learned something new today. The iconic war between Ung La, Aung San, and Brandon Vera. But that was 2 years ago, so that's not the new champion. Okay, this was 3 months ago. One Friday nights, 100. Let me see. Who's the current? What you call it? I see stunning turnaround. Christian Lee versus Kiamaran Abbasov. What's the name? What's his name? Yeah, Ung is my hero. That's your hero? You see, I'm learning something right now. Yeah, he's a beast. I was just watching some of his highlights. It's a tough man. Ooh, dudes like that, you don't want to fight, man. That's a dude that's just tough. Look at him. Boom, boom. And he's taking a beating, too. It's not even like he's, like, pretty. He's taking a whooping and just dishing it back. He's a tough guy. Is that Muay Thai that he's fighting? Yeah, he's definitely Muay Thai. Look at them knees. Ooh, and he's taking a whooping. Ooh. These dudes is tough, man. These dudes are tough. Look at that. Look at that. Throwing bombs. Oh, my God. Boom, 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 boom. Elbow. Boom, boom. Oh, my goodness. This dude's a monster. Oh, spinning. Elbow. Boom, boom. Yo, these dudes are throwing. This is 2 years ago. Boom, knee, boom, elbow, boom, knee, boom. Oh my gosh, this dude is a monster. Woo. Uppercut, hook, block. Ooh, and he, look at that elbow, boom. Jeez. This dude is a savage. Why you don't come into the UFC? Heck yeah, Ung is nice. That dude need to come into the UFC for real. Oh my gosh, that dude is a savage. Woof. Tell you, some people, man, is gonna go there, man. Some people gonna take it there. Some people are not afraid of pain. They're gonna take it there, and it's gonna be nasty. A lot of people don't want to go into that nasty world, that dark world where it's just you and God. It's your will. It's just like you give it to God, And that's why I try to tell people, it's like, yo, believe in God. I'm telling you, God will take you there. It's gonna get to a point when you fighting in some of these wars and you just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Let God take it. These dudes freaking going nuts. I'm looking at thigh lean. I think you guys are on the map. You guys are on the map. Shout outs to Myanmar. You guys are on the map. Didn't even know about you guys. Now I'm learning about you guys. You guys are making champions out of nowhere. Just like what's where Khabib is from? Where's Khabib from? Where's Khabib from? All them champions coming out of Uzbekistan or whatever, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Tough conditions breed some of the strongest, most vicious men ever, which is a sad thing, but that's also there's good in that, you know. There's good in that. Don't ever think that there's always there's always good and the bad. Always good and the bad. And fighting is just one of those things that you could really dig yourself out of poverty just by being tough enough to fight. You look at somebody like Pacquiao, Ngannou. All of these people, they dug themselves out of poverty, some of the worst conditions you've ever could imagine. Even Brazil, all of these dudes coming from Brazil that's living in the favelas. You know, these are tough places, man. You know, this is why Mike Tyson didn't want his son to go into boxing. When Mike Tyson's son was like, I want to be a boxer. He was like, for what? He's like, you don't have enough pain. You don't have enough horror to drive you. You know, you wake up and you're in a mansion. You know, what's gonna drive you? Makes you think. You know, but then you have somebody like, let me see, who is a rich fighter? I don't see any. Who is a rich fighter? Anybody that's a rich fighter that was well off and they did really good in fighting? Nah, I think you need that struggle. That struggle is gonna take you to another place, because you know there's gonna get to a point in a fight where you're gonna be like, I don't need this. You know, they Conor McGregor calls it silk sheets. You know, silk sheets. It's gonna get to a really rough part in the fight, and you're gonna be able to find a way out because you know that you can go back to your mansion. Well, I don't really need to die. And the person who's struggling is like, nah, I'm willing to die. I don't got nowhere to go back to. I don't got nothing good to go back to. So I'm gonna leave it all in this ring. And those make the best fighters. And that's why Mike Tyson was like, he don't want his son fighting. Like, I don't want nobody whooping on you. Some dusty, dirty, poor guy whooping on my son, because he understood it, because he was that savage, you know. So there's always a good and a bad in everything. That's why you have to find your room. You have to find your purpose, and you'll be heavenly praised. You know, you look at somebody like these boxers, you're savage, but yet you're admired as a gentleman. You know, you think Jack Johnson would have been admired the way he was admired if he wasn't a fighter? It's crazy, right? It's crazy how the world works. It's crazy how the world works. Oh, Daniel Cerrone. There you go. There goes a rich person that was a fighter that did good. Daniel Cerrone in the UFC. He's actually, he wasn't poor growing up. He was a rich guy. But to his credit, he was a farmer. He still grew up a rough lifestyle. But Daniel Cerrone is rich. But somebody like Daniel Cerrone, as we've noticed in his fights, when he gets to the top of the line, he always falls short, right? And haven't we noticed that with Daniel Cerrone? When Daniel Cerrone gets to the top of the line of competition, he falls short. Because, like I said, he grew up with that. He grew up rich. He grew up with things to die for. You know, he grew up with things to live for. Excuse me. You know, I was kind of a wild cannon, and I used to call myself fearless when I was younger. Didn't care. But all that changed once you start having kids. All of a sudden, I'm scared. You know, all of a sudden, when I have kids to live for, when I have things that matter, it's like, no, I'm scared. I do not want to lose my life. I do not want to take chances. It changes you. The kids change you. Like, if I watch boxers and they just have a kid, I'm like, he's about to lose. Because it's a different mindset. Every time a fighter has a child and then goes into a fight, they lose. Because it's a different mindset. It's because you have something to live for now. And now you're going up against somebody who might not have anything to live for. So they're going to take it further. But there's fighters that have kids and are successful. But when they just have a kid, if I was a betting man, I'd bet against them. I don't care how good of a champion they are. I know for a fact that that kid softens them up. Your estrogen raises because you're having a kid. You're aligned with your wife. Your estrogen raises. Yo, bet against that fighter. I guarantee you they lose because that kid is on the way. You have to have no type of association with that kid whatsoever. That's the harsh life of a fighter. That's the harsh life of a fighter. Hold on, let me see how long I was on live for. So I was gonna do an hour today. Judge Joe Brown says the ICE agent was justified in the Minnesota shooting involving the woman in the car. Whew. Touchy subject. Someone who goes to the gym alone isn't lonely, they're committed. Amen. I'm very committed. Life is already lonely. I just don't lie to myself. You know, if I'm able to have people with me, then it's a bonus. But I came into this life alone, so I expect to be alone all the way to the end. I don't lie to myself. So that allows me to be grateful for when I do have people with me, when I do have others with me. I'm grateful. But truthfully, I expect to be alone most of my life. Maybe that's an only child in me. That's nothing to be proud of either, but that's just the life that I live. Okay, that's 60 minutes. I did my live. God bless y'all. That's all I'm doing for today. I said I'm gonna do 60 minutes. All right. If nobody told you, you always know. You know the logo. You know the motto. I love you. God bless you. You can do anything with God. If you have God with you, God in you, anything is possible. God bless. Appreciate everybody that came through to the live today. Said what up, said hi, liked, did whatever. Appreciate you. I'm working, so I'm not gonna be as lively on live because I'm in the focused area of my journey, and that requires my maximum focus. So can't really focus too much on the casualties. It's just a mindset thing. My mind switches when I start to dig deeper into my goals. But all in all, I said I was still gonna show up because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for real. Take this thing seriously, called YouTube. And yeah, sometimes I care too much. Sometimes I don't care at all. It's a problem. I know. It's just who I am. But I showed up. I can't say I didn't show up. I showed up. I'm here. Did my work. But focus as usual. And God bless to everybody. God bless you. Love you. Peace until tomorrow. Probably not going to come on live tomorrow. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's more work as usual. Dig it. I'm out of here.